Hey YouTube, this is Kuzil. Welcome to another episode of of Age of Evolution? No, not Age of Evolution. Age of Engineering. Man, I always want to say Age of Empires. It was like a game I used to play a long time ago. Loved it. It was a great game. Now I've got Age of Engineering. I've got to remember every time I start up. I should just re-record it. Nope, not gonna do it. I'm excited about today's episode because we've got something that, well, first of all, let me give you a tour of the place. Since I have recorded last episode, I went ahead and put this up here. This is the center of the room. We've got a cable running from here all the way to the top. Top will be the input, the sides and the bottom will be the output. So I can kind of come to, 5 different machines in the room if I need to. Or, if I need to go more than that, we can set up relays and stuff like that. It'll be a good time. I also set up one in this room for today's episode. We are going to need some RF power in here because we're going to be getting into mechanized farming, which I think I know a couple of you might be pretty excited about. And then I did one in this room as well, so I now have 3 fully functional water wheels, and each of those are producing, who knows how much RF per tick. I have no idea. So this is going to be the other part of today's video. Secondly, I went ahead and set up a hopper system. There's a hopper right underneath this coke oven, and it is producing me coal coke. I've got another hopper here going into the side. It can kind of be in anywhere. It doesn't have to be in the middle block. Obviously, this isn't in the middle block. This is hoppering items into the coke oven, mainly coal to turn into coal coke. Over here, I'm hoppering, that's awesome, wood into the coke oven, and then I'm pulling it out here. I also made something called a void tank. I went around and hunted for an enderman, killed me an enderman. Luckily, the first one dropped me an ender pearl. All I needed from that point on was just regular glass and 4 obsidian. And then, let's have a sleep before we head outside. Turn off the rain, it'll be nice. And then I made myself the transfer pipes, the transfer nodes from Extra Utilities. It's the same transfer nodes I have on top of the Industrial Craft 2 stuff. But instead of being item transfer nodes, they are fluid transfer nodes. And, oh, he stopped moving. So they pull fluids out, and then it's just the regular transfer pipe. So I don't have anything, there's no fancy filters or anything in here. They're just piping it out into the void tank. So at this point, I'm getting rid of all my creosote oil. If I wanted to turn that off, I just remove the transfer node, and then I could get myself some creosote oil. But at this point, I have no need for more of the treated planks. I have 3 fully functional water wheels, and I still have, let me show you I still have 3 full stacks plus almost a 4th one. And I've turned most of that into the scaffolding. So yeah, that's some more automation that I set up. It helps me be able to create this stuff passively as I'm setting up for the next video, or I go down mining or something, these chunks are loaded and they're still operating. So yeah, I've put in, these are both full now, and I'm just kind of not worrying too much about coal power at the moment, which is fantastic. I don't like having to rely on fossil fuels in Minecraft because that requires me to go dig up more of them. But anyway, in today's episode, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take a look at the next age. So if we go to the calculation age, which is what we're currently in now, it talks about all these other mods that we have unlocked, right? That we can play around with. We don't have to really worry about. Progressive automation is one of those things that I said I didn't want to initially get into, but then I changed my mind, right? If you remember. Immersive engineering, the kinetic dynamo with the water wheels, dynamo with the water wheels, and yep. So I've got obviously that working. That's fantastic. I like the passive generation of that. And then there's integrated dynamics, right? Integrated dynamics is kind of like an item moving system. I went ahead and made the book. The book here is just, a book with some of these mineral chunks that you get from just from chopping down the tree. Uh, and you know, maybe next episode we'll go through this book together and see if we can figure out how to create a network. I don't have high hopes for it though. I opened this up in creative and tried to mess around with it, and it wasn't acting right. But maybe I'll try and figure that out off camera. But I put all this in here, and I was just gonna mess around with it, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll just mess around with it off camera, and if I can get it to work, then I'll show you guys how to use it. If not, then I'll just recommend, you know, don't worry about it. Don't mess around with it too much. But today, here's what we have in for today's episode. We are going to dive into the empowering age. Now, if we were to read this all the way through right here, this would say that, you know, our next goal is to make an empower. And the empower is kind of expensive, but in order to make the empower, we're going to need something called prune seeds. Now, prune seeds are going to be, well, we can make the prune seeds, but what we need is we need the fruit of the prune seed. In order to do that, we need to create a basic greenhouse here. So the basic greenhouse is what we have in this first list here. So let's actually type in our JEI here, basic greenhouse. Okay, so the basic greenhouse is just going to be one peat, which we have bunches of, crystallized canola seed, which is just as easy as running this over here, taking our canola seed, and firing a laser at it. Boom, we've got our crystallized canola seed. And then we're going to need industrial hemp seeds, we've got plenty of, and then we're going to need these prune seeds, right? Let's click on here and let's find out how to make this prune seed, right? We're going to need a piece of coal coke and broccoli. If we look at the at this, it says when it talks about to get purified coal, you'll need to grow prune seeds. Now, purified coal is the piece that comes off of the prune seeds, and the purified coal is what's needed to make this empower. In order to get these, they grow in the basic greenhouse, and only the recipe that is coal coke plus coal dust works. So if we come in here to the prune seed and coal coke and coal dust, I'm not exactly sure what that means. Let's see. Here's, oh, here we go. Nope. Coal dust. See, we can't get that, so I don't know what it means. So let's take a look at, so I went ahead and grabbed, let's grab my calculator out of here, and let's see if we can make this broccoli seed. So it's pumpkin and the seeds, it makes broccoli, and then we'll see if this works. Yeah, it does, okay. So coal coke plus your broccoli, which is the, you know, the regular wheat seed plus pumpkin seed, gives you your prune. Now you know how to make the enriched gold ingot. That's just the redstone and gold ingot, and the calculator gives you 4 enriched gold dust, and then you fire those up, which is awesome. 1 gold gives you 4 of these enriched gold. That's pretty great. And then the reinforced iron block, and I'll just kind of remind you how to make that real quick. You take that and you take a regular ingot plus reinforced stone, which is just cobblestone and planks in a calculator. So that's how you do that. Make 9 of those, gives you your reinforced, and let's just punch this in here. And let's grab from our chest over here. I'm gonna put this this basic greenhouse in. Did I put it in here? I put one of these in here. I do want to make another. Maybe I have one in here. I want another one of those immersive engineering. And I didn't prepare this quite as well as I had hoped. 3 copper, 2 hardened clay. Where's my clay at? Okay. 3 copper. Do I have 3 copper? Of course not. Okay. I wanted to get this ready beforehand. You know, I like how that flows. I feel like the videos go too long if I'm having to do stuff like this. But I got this ready a few days ago and obviously overlooked that. Let's fire this up. Because what I'd like to do is I'd like to come in here and I'd like to set the basic greenhouse, I don't know, along the wall over here maybe? I have no idea. I don't even know how these work. So we're gonna put. Wow, I have literally no idea how to use these, and of course we're going to need another prune seed, right? So let's go outside and grab a. Actually, I'm gonna look here. I think I might have extra pumpkin seeds somewhere. There's a pumpkin. I'm pretty sure I've got pumpkin seeds. Maybe in my seed chest? That would make sense. Yeah. So let's grab that. We'll grab another, I'll grab another of these. And let's go ahead and calculate those together. Yeah, grab some more pruning seeds. And then we'll stick this in the greenhouse and see what it's like. Let's turn this into... Oh, I needed two. Shoot. Gonna grab another piece of redstone here and make some more Restonia crystals. I'm kind of liking how my base is turning out. I'd like to get some feedback from you guys. I think it's filling up pretty nice. You know, this kind of sticks out a little too far. I should push it back one, but I kind of wanted to get around the back of it, and I haven't put the decorations on it that I wanted to yet. So you know, that's stuff that I've been wanting to do off camera that I just have been forgetting to do. You know. Okay, so these. Yeah, stop. I don't know why it decides just to run that back through there, but it does. Okay, so let's grab some more of these. And we're going to bring, do I have the hammer? Did I put the hammer away? Because I'm going to want to come off the side. Where's the hammer? There we go. So let's run and hook this up to power in our farm room here. And let's see, we want to have this here be orange, and then we're going to stick a piece there, and we're going to stick this on top, and we're going to run power to it. And it is filling up. Fantastic. Okay, great. So let's stick our prune seeds in here, and it says follow the directions. I have no idea. Okay, so let's take a look in here. Only the basic greenhouse can be crafted at this point in time. To craft the basic greenhouse, you need all this stuff. To activate the greenhouse, you have to supply it with power and the materials shown in the GUI. Oh, snap. Does this actually build a greenhouse? Build, rebuild, demolish. Oh man, I don't know exactly what this is gonna do. Let's grab my pruning seed out of there. That's gonna be dope if it actually like builds a legit greenhouse. Let's tear all this up, and we're gonna need. It looks like we're gonna need wood and glass and planks. Let's tear all this up. We can redecorate afterwards and rebuild if we need to. I'm not exactly sure how big this thing is going to be. I'm almost tempted to go outside with it and kind of... That is going to be so cool. It just automatically builds it. Wow. That's super, super neat. Okay, let's put all this in here. Alright, now... I wonder if it's going to fit in here. That's the thing. Like, how big is this going to be? Let's stick it so that it faces this way. Man. And then, yeah, I guess let's hook it up to power and see what it does, right? So I'm gonna need, planks, stairs, wood, and glass. Let's just go grab a bunch of whatever we have, right? I had no idea, right? I had no idea that this was a thing. Glass, do we have, how much glass do we have? Oh, we are gonna need mass. Let's turn this all into glass. So if you want to, you can take cobblestone, stick it in your macerator. That'll turn into sand, which will turn into glass. That'll be great. Let's craft up a bunch of stairs. Yeah. And let's just put a stack of each thing in there and see what it does. Nope. I said a stack. There we go. And then grass. Did I put my prune seeds in here? Yeah, I did. Alright. Yeah, I wonder if it's just gonna be like, if it's a 5x5, that'll be perfect, because then I'll just take this and drop it down, or set it so that it's actually, let's just go ahead and do that, because I don't know how big this is gonna be. Set it there. I'm assuming it builds out the back. That could be a dumb assumption. I have no idea. Sure. Let's stick these back in there. And then we'll get some glass and tell it to build. We'll see if it just builds. I have no idea. It'll probably say not enough glass or not enough room, or I have no idea. It'd be nice if there was an indicator as to how big this is going to be. CO2 and O2. Oh, maybe that's like... Let me play around with this. Okay, I figured it out. I had to go to the wiki and read up a little bit about it, because it wasn't particularly obvious. I do feel like we have enough room in here, but we're not going to be able to fit 4. That's for sure. However, this is automated, so that's going to help out quite a bit. The next question is, where do I put this now? It is a 7x7 building, and if I center it around here, I'm going to need to replace this with dirt, which is fine. I think I'm going to need to redo this room a little bit, but let's do some of this on camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Go grab some more dirt. And unfortunately, our worms are going to be destroyed. I think in this process, we're going to need to be replacing some of that. Yeah, we're going to need to be replacing some of that dirt with, something else that's not visible, not dirt. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, and you want your dirt to be kind of the base. And what we're going to do is I'm going to try and power this thing from the bottom. What I'd like to do is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's going to be where I want it. Okay, so this thing builds... Let me just toss all this in here. It's going to be... Let me give you the numbers. We'll put in here exactly what we need. That way you don't get confused about what you need, or you can actually make exactly what you need. 56 stairs. That's going to be our roof. 18 logs. 30 planks. So I have way too many of all this stuff. And then 14 glass. So let's put away this wood, and let's go see how our glass situation is doing. And put away our dirt, and we'll keep our seeds. We'll keep some of this other stuff, but like I said, I kind of want to power this from the bottom, which means we might have to do some trickery here. All right, let's throw this out to the bottom here. And I will make this look better later. But you need, I think it's like 11,000 RF or something like that, 1100, I don't know. Somewhere in that neighborhood, 11 something. Yeah, 11,800 energy is required to build this. So, let's check on our glass. 14 pieces of glass. Yeah, we got plenty. Great. So once you have all the pieces in there that you need, 14 pieces of glass, is that what it says? That is what it says. Okay. We are going to shift right click with an empty hand. Now it says there's something blocking our construction. 2120. That is here. and 650, which is here. Ah, he doesn't like the worm. Okay. So let's get rid of the worms. I was kind of hoping I could catch that. Yeah, we'll have to get rid of all the worms, I guess. I guess they're considered an entity. I don't know. Whatever. So let's do that. This should be the last one. And then we're going to shift right click with our right hand and it'll tell us any problems. 2120. That's where I was just at. Do these need to just all go away? Maybe turn all this into just regular dirt. Dirt. Hey, go away, worm. I want dirt. Maybe this worm is also being problematic? I have no idea. Let's try this. There it goes. It's going to automatically put in water, I think. Oh, I didn't have enough. Somebody lied about the 14 logs. Yeah, I need more I need more stuff. Whoever told me that those amounts were not correct. Alright, we'll just fill it up. So we have plenty of everything. There's still stuff in there. Greenhouse requires 3 glass. It's got 3 glass, dude. 3 more glass? Oh. Wow, those are ghost blocks. Let's grab 3 more glass. It's being kind of goofy, isn't it? It's being kind of goofy. You've got your... Okay, I can get 2 more glass. Here's your... You got 14 in there. There we go. Okay, now it's finishing it up. And it's kind of neat how it does that. I'm kind of worried that mobs are going to start spawning up there. But it put a piece of dirt in there, and it left us a little door, or a little water. So we'll probably need to go below there and... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we can take our prune seed, stick it in there. It will automatically plant the prune seed somewhere, right over there. And then once it grows, we should put a chest... Go grab a chest. I think I have a couple. I have 1, so let's make another one. Okay, we should be able to put a chest next to the back, and this is kind of why I wanted to put the power on the bottom. So we put a chest here. We'll output the result of the prune seed here and replant it, I believe. So now, I think if I were to take, let's take this, take a potato, carrot, let's plant those and see what it does. Oh yeah, planted those. I kind of want to, I don't really need beetroot. I don't really know what I need, actually, so we're just going to go with that for now and kind of see what this looks like by the end of the episode. So we ran that first. This is going to still continue to get power slowly but surely, I believe. Right? Nope. Okay. I don't understand why that's not getting... Oh, is this because this is... Here, let's get ready to fight. Where's this little guy? There he is. I see you. Boop. Boop. Okay. This needs to be orange. There we go. Now everything should be getting power. There we go. Now that thing should be working just fine. I mean, it had enough power to build itself, but I think now it should be full on power. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, now let's put away some of this stuff here. Ooh, you had a glowstone sword? Wow, that's pretty nice. Not as nice as mine, though. Alright, let's put all this away, and let's get cracking with the rest of today's episode. Because I want to get into making the other thing, the Empower. And I'm going to wait for the prune seed to grow and produce something, and then I will be back when that is done. Okay, while those are cooking up, let's take a look at the Empower. The Empower is kind of expensive. It's kind of another, it's the jump into the next age. So naturally it's going to be kind of expensive. So what we're going to need is 2 iron casings. We're going to need a display stand, but we're also going to need 4 more display stands after this. So make 5 display stands in total. You know how to make Restonia crystals, and then there's this double battery. Well, in order to make this double battery, you need a single battery. In order to make the single battery, you need this energy module from Calculator, which takes a scientific calculator. So let's make a scientific calculator real quick. This one is a little different than the other calculator, right? It's got 2 of these calculator assembly displays. So let's go ahead and make those, right? So let's see here. We're going to need... Let's pull up the scientific. We're going to need 2 of these. And we're going to need 2 of these. We're going to need 1 of these. And we should be able to put it all together. Awesome. So now our scientific calculator, let's put some power into that. Run that right on up. Oops, wrong chest. And then let's take a look at the Empower again. Okay, now, nope, not that. This, and then the energy module. Now we need a power cube. Power cube is here. I've already made that. Okay, and we're going to need this purified coal, which is where the prune seeds come in, right? So we're going to need this enriched coal plus an enriched gold ingot and the scientific calculator. That enriched coal is going to require the coal dust and coal coke and a regular calculator. So we've got our regular calculator here. Let's go grab a piece of coal coke here. We'll run to the back of I used a bunch of bone meal on these, so they're working just fine. And then I went ahead and decided just to keep this room kind of looking farmish. So let's grab 1 of these and open up our calculator and make ourselves enriched coal. Now we're going to take that enriched coal and we're going to take our scientific calculator, right? So if we come back in here and take a look at this energy module, in order to make the purified coal, I needed to divide enriched coal by enriched gold. So we'll do that. Sorry, just like this. Okay, that'll be our purified coal, which is going to be fantastic. I'm sorry about that baby zombie, he's being annoying. And then we're going to need to take that power cube. Man, I can't handle that. That is so annoying, right underneath me. I'm going to sleep, and then I'm going to go kill some stuff. Because, goodness. Loud. I need to put a barrier around this so things can't get underneath here. Where are you at? Okay, where are you at? I hear you. Okay. Now there's some over here. Let's get rid of you. You're gonna be annoying. Where's the next annoying thing? He's up. How is he up? That's why he was so noisy. I still haven't fixed those spots. I thought I lit them all up though. That's weird. I don't wonder how he got in there. Okay, back to the game. All right. So let's divide the power cube by the enriched coal and our scientific calculator here, and that should get us our energy module. Now, in here it says down here. What did it say it up here? Oh yeah. For some reason the battery recipe doesn't work for some weird reason. Charging the energy module with a little bit of RX fixes it though. Seriously, I just went through. Get out of my house. Alright, so let's put a little power into this thing. Here. Okay, just a little bit. And then let's take a look at what it's going to take to make this. Okay, so you haven't seen me make any batteries yet. Now, to make this, we're going to need this basic coil, which I think we're going to need 5 of those in total. Or 7. But we're going to just make them one at a time. We're going to go through this step by step, because this empowerer is kind of a big deal. And this is going to trigger an age, so of course it's going to take some effort, right? Okay, so the basic coil, let's just make one of these. And then I know we're going to need to clipper all of these. So, uh-oh. Whoa. Let's go back in here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, it's a cutter. So let's just, I could have extruded them from here. I hope that's going to be enough. I think I was counting on those giving me 4 each. Yeah. So let's run one through and see if this gives me 4. If it doesn't give me 4, I'm going to be sad panda. Because that means I'm going to need to go and make some more stuff. It does give me 4. Okay, sweet. So I'm pretty sure I need to do all of these. Because I'm going to need to make a bunch of those coils. But just in case, let's just make it, yeah, definitely need that many. Okay, so now we're going to take this basic coil, we're going to surround it with this gold cable, and that's going to make the advanced coil, okay? Then we're going to take that advanced coil, the energy module, and 5 of these Inori crystals, and make a small battery, or a single battery. Now to make the double battery, we just do all that again. So we take our black quartz in the middle, Restonia crystals here, surround that by 8 of these, and then 5 around the bottom, and take our single battery here, and that makes a double battery. Are we seriously out of power already? How in the world did that happen? Remember how I just was saying not too long ago that I'm not really worried about coal power anymore? We burn through it so fast. I hate it. It's ridiculous. I make these coal coke blocks, right? And stick them in here, and they don't last forever. You know, this is probably not even going to fill up everything. It's insane how much coal you need. Okay. Enough complaining. So I've made 2 of these iron casings already. You know how to make those. Okay, I've made those a few times. The display stands, however, we're going to need 5 of these. So let's make 5 of these. So we're going to need 5 more of those. Good. Okay, and then we're going to surround those with the gold coils. And then to make this ethnic green block, what you're going to need to do is take chiseled quartz. It has to be a chiseled quartz block, and hit it with a atomic reconstructor. I mistakenly did that. I was kind of absent-mindedly preparing everything, then I went just a step too far. So I'll show you here how to make this chiseled quartz. If you don't know how to make this, it's just taking the quartz slab. So you take 3 of the quartz blocks, put them in a slab, and it makes this quartz slab. Then you put those 2 slabs on top of each other here to make chiseled quartz. And you take 15 of those and turn them into ethnic green, and then in order to make the ethnic quartz, or I'm sorry, I keep saying ethnic, aesthetic quartz and aesthetic green block, what you do is you just take block of quartz and stick it on there. So you're going to need 15 blocks of quartz and 15 blocks of chiseled quartz. And you can put them there. So it's going to go like this and like this, right? And then you're going to put your advanced coil on the top. And that'll be your 4 stands. You're going to need, like I said, you're going to need a bunch of those. So you'll need to make 5 in total, 5 of these stands in total. Alright, this should be done here in just a moment. And I'll show you why. We're going to hook all this up. I'm probably going to cut one more time and, you know, get the power all hooked up for it. But I'll kind of show you how to do all that. So aesthetic green here and aesthetic quartz here gives us our display stands. We're going to want one here, iron casing on either side, double battery here, and a Restonia crystal here gives us our empowerer. Sweet, we've entered the age of empowering. Woohoo! Alright, so let's come into our bedroom here. This has been dubbed the bedroom, and we're going to stick that there. We are now in age 4. Fantastic. I'm sorry, age 3. It is the 4th age, but it is the 3rd age. That makes sense. We started at 0 instead of starting at 1. Yeah, that's how that works. Okay, so now what we want to do is I'm going to stick my empower in this room here. And it's going to go there, right below our power. And if we come into the guide, to set up the empower, you also need 4 display stands. I knew this ahead of time. Placed on the 4 ends of the emperor, 3 block emperor empowerer 3 blocks away and provided with power. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Now we're gonna supply these with power, and I'm kind of curious the best way to do that. We may also need to go underneath for this as well, but since we're on top, let me go make some connectors and hook all that up, and I'll be right back and I'll show you kind of how this works. Okay, I knew this episode was gonna go long, but we've got it all set up. Okay, I did decide to go underneath after all. Wonder what I did with this block. Anyway, so all these are should be gaining power. Do I not need power to this middle one? Maybe I can take that bottom one down. Anyway, so yeah, this one's filling up. So these take a tremendous amount of power. If you continue reading down here, what does it say? Okay, in the second paragraph here, it says the blocks you can get through Atomic Reconstructor can be empowered. So be aware that those need a lot of power, a lot more than usual. Like the crystal blocks need several million RF. You can for now make 3 of the 6 empowered blocks: Restonia, Palace, and Void crystals. For the other 3, you need to craft the thermal centrifuge. But now we can make like advanced circuits and a bunch of other things in here. We'll be going through this in the next episode for sure. But let's take a look at that advanced circuit just as a way to kind of tell us empowered Restonia crystal, okay? So this is going to take, so this is 400,000 RF to make. It's going to take a Restonia crystal, rose red, ardite ingot, which is nuts, red garnet, and then this resonating red crystal, which can be made, but we don't have very many of them. But let me take you down underneath, and I think I may have made a mistake. I don't think that middle one actually needs to be given RF. You know, RF doesn't need to be given to that one. Wow, this guy, what is that guy wearing? So I could probably take all this out, this here, because it doesn't look like this middle one needs to have power. So let's take that out. Okay. So what I've got here is, since it requires so much power, I figured instead of relying on one one capacitor, I was going to go ahead and kind of make this look a little bit better, try to anyway, and make a low voltage capacitor for each of these things, and kind of let the power of having multiple batteries run this whole thing. So right now, this one should be charging up. Once that's done, charging looks like it's going to have 600,000 RF. These will hold, you know, whatever they can hold, and then it will fill this one up, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and so on and so forth. So that's going to take quite a while to fill up, and yeah, so we may actually bring some of these other power generating tools in here just to help fill it up quicker. And you know, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to need a lot of power, and if we don't have enough, it'd be nice to have those other machines in there to make it work. Okay, so another thing to keep in mind, we probably don't have XNet on here. No, bummer. Okay, so we can kind of try and automate these, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to take the item that you want empowered, or the recipe for it. You notice how for the advanced circuit, the recipe for this was 4 things on the outside and the 1 thing in the middle. You put each of these things on these pedestals here, and then you put the Restoni in the middle. And as soon as you put the Restoni in the middle, as long as there's enough power, it'll kind of combine the whole thing, and I'll show you what that looks like in the next episode. But anyway, thanks for sticking around, guys. I hope this episode wasn't too long. We're looking like at 40 minutes, which is crazy. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Welcome to the Age of Empower.